If you've been following this filth, right, that is in Ireland now and being imposed on the Irish people over the last few years, you'll see that every year there's a similar story or news article, right? And this is from the Irish Independent. They have it blocked off with paywall, but whatever, we can get the gist. And it says, headline, there are far more victims. And this is from Dublin's Sexual Assault Treatment Unit, as they're seeing rising numbers of patients, right? So what are the numbers? The number of people who sought the support of the Sexual Assault Treatment Unit in Dublin alone, rose to 451 last year. This compares with 427 in 2022 and 393 in 2019. The annual report of the unit based in the Rotunda Hospital revealed, right? So let's just forget about the idea of being called names for asking questions or for pointing out the blatantly obvious correlations between things, right? If we're looking at just in Dublin alone, 450, does it distinguish men and women? I suppose it doesn't, right? But yeah, so it doesn't distinguish between men and women, but you're looking at 451 people sexually assaulted in Dublin last year, and that's 451 people that are going to seek support, right? So how many numbers are there outside of that, okay? So we should be asking serious questions about this. So what's the ethnic breakdown? Are there common themes put forward by victims? What are the correlations that we can draw from other rising things in the country, right? And what is the truth of the matter, right? And the media is not going to be forthcoming with this, right? And in France as well, as far as I know, it was anyway, it is illegal to give a breakdown of violent crimes based on ethnic backgrounds. But we certainly should be asking those questions. Even if it turns up that 95% of these people that are committing these crimes are Irish, then let us know that. We should want to find that out and then deal with that issue, right? But when you can't ask certain questions about specific potentials, you're not living in a serious country, and we're not being serious as adults, right? So we can send in freedom of information requests, we can go and talk to Gardaí, we can try and talk to the media, we can go and talk to local councillors, we can email our TDs. We can all do these things to start adding a bit of pressure onto people in order for them to do their jobs effectively, which is release information to the general public about the living conditions that have been created around them, right? Perfectly legitimate questions. Because what we're going to see otherwise is this continue to rise, and then a horde of banshees just declaring that, it's just men doing it, it's men doing it. Fair enough, but let's have the breakdown of men. Let's see if we can categorize different types of men so we can become more aware of what the potential dangers are. Because by just declaring it to be men, you're kind of blindsiding people a bit. You're putting the blinkers on people. You're also throwing fuel on an already smouldering, or if not flaming, fire in terms of relations between men and women, right? We don't have a great relationship between men and women now. There's an element of distrust between them, which is not helpful. It's not healthy, right? So let's start asking serious questions of people instead of just constantly taking in all of this stuff and feeling belittled and beaten down and disheartened by what's happening in the country. Let's start posing these questions to people and putting a bit of pressure in the right places.